Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Sunland Minds podcast. In this episode, Janae is going to sit down with Jay, one of our volunteers, to have a chat about his journey with us.
Hi, I'm Jay and I'm a community volunteer here at Sunderland Mind.
So, do you want to start us off, Jay, by telling us what made you first want to volunteer?
So, I went to Southmoor and they were doing the peer-to-peer mentor groups, and I knew a friend who had volunteered with them, and I joined in because I wasn't having a good time. This was 2018 and I had my first ever encounter with depression, and it was just a bunch of feelings that I'd never felt before. So I thought the first step of getting help really is to go to a group and speak to people about it, because it kind of gains your confidence and makes you want to get that help that you need. And then...
Was that a lunch project?
Yeah, so it was the lunch project, at Southmoor. My friend was a peer-to-peer mentor, so I just went with them and to just give it a go really and see what the groups were like. And after the first group, I settled in and I just really liked it. And around this point, because it was April 2018, and in June or July I was meant to be doing work experience, but I didn't have a place, I didn't know where to go. So it was really good timing that I could find mine, because I know for a fact I wouldn't have looked because I was too anxious to. The idea of getting work experience and going into a new environment was just so intimidating, And I don't know if you did that when you were that age. So, but anyway, I spoke to Leanne and she said you can do it for the week. And a couple of months down the line I was there for a week, and I did some advertising, because I used to do media and stuff. So I used to be able to make posters, and what else did I do? I sat in the drop-in when they had the drop-in, spoke to a couple of the adults, and I even tried the knitting group, and I never tried to knit before. It didn't go well, but I'm better now. So
exactly.
And just loads of different things, research, everything, and it was really eye-opening, because as I say, it was my first encounter in a work environment, and I'd never it was just brand new. So I wasn't a very confident person. I'm nothing like I am now, and it's took it out of us a bit. And after the week's volunteering,
the work experience,
volunteer. I get mixed up because
no,
I'm
it's fine.
now. So after that, I didn't go to the lunch projects for another year because I don't think they were on.
Right.
And then they came back around April time in 2019, so I started to come then, and that was about the time when you started volunteering as well. And I just sat in the groups and, talked to people. And I think because I was the oldest person there, I was 18 at that point, I was able to speak to the other students, and they were able to look up to me and kind of listen to me, and I was able to talk to them about their problems. So I myself became a peer-to-peer mentor. I had one-to-ones and sat with the group and tried to help out as much as possible. And then obviously COVID happened in 2020, and then I was kind of lost, because I was originally meant to be going to university for social work in Sunderland. I think that was where I wanted to go to, but I was too scared to go to the interview. I didn't have the confidence to do it. I had a panic attack in the morning. I just I couldn't make it, and I don't think that it just wasn't the right time. And I don't think looking back now, it wasn't what I wanted to do really. I think I just didn't know what I wanted to do, and I just kind of was doing it to, make people happy.
Because it's what people think you should do. That's what you did.
It's the ideal thing, go through uni really. They say that you have to go to uni to get somewhere, and I think that was a big pressure, and it was always something that I wanted to do. I just think you've got the expectation to go when you
straight from school.
Straight from school. So when I didn't go to the interview, it was a bit of an awkward process, because I was lost after that. I knew that I wanted to go to uni sometime, but it was I said to myself that I need to get help, because I've got anxiety, I've got my own mental health problems, and that's that. Get myself to where I need to be before. So obviously this was around January, and then we're left in March. So I was thinking, what do I do now? We're in lockdown. I've not left the house for months at this point. I'm a bit bored. I need something to do. I need to kickstart my career a bit, because I was still nervous to get a job.
Yes.
And because I'd obviously been with work experience with Use Mind, I thought I think I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna give it a try and see how that goes. And that's just what started it really. I spoke to you first when we did the Zoom calls. And I was like, okay, how did you get in the volunteer and stuff like that? And then I spoke to Leanne, and had a meeting, and then that's what got me involved. I did the summer, like it wasn't a summer school club, I'm getting confused with the other stuff.
Our holiday club.
Yeah, holiday club. So that was like my first share of it, really. And like when I was in Southmoor, I used to do like the shows, and I used to do like chauffeuring and stuff like that. So I was quite used to the younger people.
Yeah.
So that's like where I started, basically.
So what group did you start with?
So it was obviously the summer holiday club, but then the junior group. So that was the ages 7 to 11, I think it was. So I was obviously going to be intimidated when I started because it was a bunch of new people, and I think it was a bit awkward as well with like after the lockdown. I've never seen anyone really, so it was getting yourself back into reality, I think. And I think as soon as I came in, like I kind of felt like I was a bit apprehensive at first, but I slowly came out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Shell. A bit of both, yeah. So it was just really, it was really good, and I think I needed that because I remember the first day like of coming, I was shaking. I was so scared to come down because I'd never been in this building before, and I remember a couple of years back when I went to Norfolk Street, I was even scared to go there. So it was a completely different building, but you know, like that fear goes away quickly, and so I just did the young people's groups, and it went really well. I got the plan, I got to share like my constructive criticism, I got to like have these great interactions with people and help out, and that's like what I want to do as a career. Like I just want to help people at the end of the day, and I stuck with the junior group for about, I would say I started in September, and then by I think it was June I kind of stopped. That was about the time when the sports group started, I think. Yeah. So I did a bit of the sports group, and then that's when I stopped because I started to do the adult stuff afterwards. And I remember the adult stuff, I was so intimidated. I'm only 20, so I'm still relatively young, but I don't have many adults around me. Like I'm just around my friends really. So I didn't know what it was going to be like. I didn't know how to act, like what the like is. But once again, it was just like those questions in your head, like they get debunked really quickly because you just welcomed into the group, and I wanted to just stand at the side in the first time I was there, but by the end of it, and there's photos on the Facebook as well, like I was interacting with the people, I was helping people out, and with the activities, like I started to do the walking group, the crafts group, and once again the knitting group. Now I can knit like unlike 2018.
That's another skill.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing about volunteering is you're developing like different skills like
that you thought you wouldn't ever do, like knitting.
I know, confidence and knitting and crafts, and it's because I am quite a creative person. Like that's what I used to want to be. Like I wanted to do stuff in the media and graphics design. That's what like I used to do until I did health and social. But I think it's really good to volunteer because, like, if you're ever wanting to help out anyone out, like, you don't need any qualifications. Like, anybody can do it. And it's like, if you want to use this as a progression to go somewhere else, I think, like, it's the best start. Like, if you're like me and you were anxious to get a job, I think it's a really good thing to go for. Like, if you're around my age, you just came out of school, or you're still even in school, and you've got some spare time afterwards, like, just, like, give it a go. And because now, like, I've got a job pending, and I've even going to uni next year, and obviously,
that's amazing.
Yeah, I literally just applied today, like on UCAS, so I'll be getting all my emails and that. So I'm going to be doing psychology now, and I'm going to even be moving away from my house, and like, I would never have done that. So it just goes to show like the confidence boost that I've had, and I think like obviously I came here for counselling as well. So like it's been a journey, but it's been a really good one, and it's nice to be able to kind of. Well, it's sad to be like move on because I will be moving on eventually, but it's happy when you think of what it's done for you. Mm-hmm.
So why would you recommend volunteering to others?
Well, I think the most that I've got out of this volunteering is like my confidence, as I've mentioned. Like, I'm a very quiet person. Like, unless I'm really close to someone, I'm like this like very big personality. But I am generally a quiet person. But I think like the longer I've been here, the more that I have came out of my shell, and I think like everybody has noticed that like I am the different person now.
Definitely.
To what I was, and even I can see it, and I think it's good that if you have actually experienced mental health issues, which is kind of vital when you want to do something like this, or even if you've you live with somebody, or you just know someone that has a mental health issue or even learning disability, like, I think anybody's capable of it. And as well, just working with different people every day, it's so rewarding.
Yeah.
And like, to see the smiles on the face, and like in the crafts group as well, like, I've been given cards before, saying like thank you for your help and stuff like that, and it's just like those little things are like really good, and they make you go home, and it makes it worth it. And it's what keeps you going as well, definitely.
So how do you think volunteering with us has helped you like prepare for your future? And
well, as I say, like, I'm going to uni and I've got my job, so it's helped me get that massive step into going to, once again, a new place, new environment, and like studying so I can get even higher places and so I can help even more people in the future. And as I say, I just want to help.
So do you not think you would have gone to uni had you have not have spent the past couple of years volunteering?
Probably not. Like, I always said that I wanted to go, but I just don't think I would have made it. And I think the confidence boost that it's gave has really made me want to go and like live that life, because I feel like the more that I'm getting older, like, the less I'm going to get like that core uni experience, and then just building up your CV as well. Like, they're going to look at that and they're going to see Sunderland Mind and they're going to be like, wow, like, look at what you've done. And yeah, it's going to really like flash out. It's going to be like, you've done this. And I think job people, employers will like that.
Well, that's it, isn't it? When you go for a job, sometimes people want you to be qualified, but they also want you to have 5 years of experience when you're not going to get that, are you?
And the thing is, like, it's gave me an edge because the job that I applied for, that I'm going to start whenever, I didn't require any experience, but I had that, and it gave me an upper hand with the like employer, and I had these like I've got all of this experience that I was able to talk about, and it really does help in the long run, because I think if I wasn't sat in that interview and I hadn't had this, like, I don't know what I would have said.
Yeah.
And it was all about experience, and that's what they wanted to know, like how I've handled things and what I would do, and Mind's taught us all of that stuff, and it's made us want to just do more.
Thank you, Jay, for sitting down today and sharing your journey with us. It's been really lovely to hear, and I'm sure everyone else will agree.
No bother. Well, I hope that I inspire someone to at least start.
There's a few different volunteering opportunities at the moment. We've got volunteering in our groups, we've got our peer mentor project. So yeah, there's lots to get involved with. Thank you for listening to episode 4 of Sunderland Minds podcast. Make sure you come back next time for a new episode. Bye.